Good morning. Welcome. This is Hollywood to Houston. I am your host, Sandra Del Cid. I am so excited today, all the way from Florida. We have Johnny Maciak.
Johnny Maciak. You said it right.
Okay. He is the actor that's on most demand in Houston, Texas. Everybody's fighting for him. Every independent filmmaker in Houston, Texas is always trying to book him. So I'm so excited that you're here today.
Well, it's great to be here. How you guys doing out there? It's Houston's my real home. You know, as far as Florida's great, but Houston's I love it. It's hot, but it's it's great.
Yeah, at least you got the pretty beach in Florida.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to be talking about his projects. He stays pretty busy. He's in Houston once a month, every month, because he's so much on demand. But first, I wanted to talk about a movie that's about to come out around Thanksgiving with the famous Jennifer Lopez, and it's called Second Act. It sounds like it's going to be an empowerment movie, and it has some comedy about reinventing your life. You know, she's not happy with the way her life is, so she decides to make changes. So let's watch the trailer for Second Act with Jennifer Lopez. We'll be right back.
I wish we lived in a world where street smarts equal book smarts.
It's not easy getting a job for a woman your age.
Watch me.
I'm gonna be your hero.
Every manager at our company has a college degree.
The only thing stopping you is you.
Do you ever look at your life and wonder how you got there? If you made different choices, would you be happy?
Arthur got his MBA from Duke. He's the best man for the job.
No, sir. I am. I just wish we lived in a world where street smarts equal book smarts. Screw 'em. The educated people in their fancy houses who name their kids after fruit and climb Kilimanjaro.
What's the lady call for you? Something about a job interview?
Oh my God, Franklin and Clark?
Your resume interests me. Wharton Business School.
I'm sorry, what?
And, of course, you have got to see her Facebook page.
My Facebook page? Obama?
I gave you a completely new identity. You said you wanted to be fancy, so I just Cinderella'd your ass.
A lie got you in the door. But you got the job, baby. Who's the champ? Let's go. Who's the champ?
I'm the champ?
You're the champ. Yeah, come on.
It's not easy getting a job for a woman your age.
Watch me.
I'm gonna be your hero. Trying to save the day.
Okay. You need to wear anything other than that. You look like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Wow, this is my office?
They gave you an apartment and credit cards. I'm gonna take these off your hands.
Don't you dare.
And I'm gonna take these coasters.
Yo, baby pop.
You're gonna come clean, right?
I can do this.
Is
that Maya Vargas? These are my friends from
Norton.
Warren.
We did some time in the Peace Corps together.
We save whales.
Push it real good.
Don't confuse this Facebook thing with who you really are.
I really admire you. You're kind of who I want to be when I grow up.
You were always good enough. You're the only one that ever doubted it.
We're looking at a new Chinese distributor. The only employee we have who speaks Mandarin is me.
I got an idea. Our cat's veterinarian speaks Mandarin.
We would love to schedule a tour for you.
But we have to wait for the deal to be closed.
我觉得他非常自大。
哦，要挤他肛门腺了。
要记他的肛门腺。
I like her.
Push it real good.
Well, welcome back. We're still here in Houston with Johnny. Johnny, you're so busy. What projects are you working? What's the biggest one? Because you're doing so much.
Well, right now, as you know, we're in town. We're going to do Rakel's legacy, I should say. We've still got a couple more scenes to do. And then we probably have some more in a couple of weeks to also finish off. But that's one of them. Then tomorrow I'm going to be working on Never Let Her, which is by Trent Johnson. Has written that. It's a great little web series. And then the day after that, I'm going to be doing Uncanny Originals, written by Orion Smith. So that's just in the next couple of days here in town.
Yes.
But I'm excited to be working on Rachel's Legacy again. We've got some powerful scenes to do. What do you think? You ready for that or what?
Oh yeah, Raquel's Legacy is always fine. It's a lot of fun. You know, it's a lot of action and a lot of excitement every time we film. So yeah, we're ready to start. We had July off. Everybody was on vacation. Did you go on any vacations?
I've been all over. I've been in New York, Oregon, Texas, Florida. So I've been doing a little everything, working and doing a little vacation this time.
Yeah, that's awesome. We got to get some time off. So we took July off. So now we're back. We're back filming. So what other projects have you done in the past?
Ooh, so many. One of them off the top of my head is Journey Beyond Borders. That should be coming out. It's a major release. We're waiting on that. We made Channel 11 News in Houston last week on that.
Oh wow!
Yeah, with the Christian Baranis and Orlando Baranis, and also Christopher Rodriguez on that, which is filmatic, and which is a really, really great film, shot really wonderfully. Also, of course, the other film is Lone Star Deception, which you were in that also, with Eric Roberts.
Yes.
We're hoping for that to come out at the end of the year. That's another major release.
Yes.
And then there's other projects, like we just did Party Bus, which was by Michael Sterling, who just finished doing Harvey, which is going to be another release in a couple of weeks. And I didn't make that one. I didn't make the cut because I was shooting another film, which was called The Slice of Heaven by Jannard Harper, which was a horror short that was extremely hard to do. We shot overnight in Eagle Lake, Texas, for 4 or 5 nights straight. Took a couple of days off, came back, and just kept doing it. But it's a violent, scary story. And if you get a chance to see it, it's going to be going out to festivals. It's called Slice of Heaven.
Wow.
Then finished up on a thing called My Brother's Keeper, which was a series. Michael Tulu was also in that, but there's a couple of local guys that were great in that. The series was a lot of fun. I played a character who was a detective, and everything in this case was falling apart, and everybody that was doing anything was getting hauled into the station. I mean, literally, they were finding drugs in the warehouse, and people were getting killed, and these guys I haul in, and they're staying like they didn't do anything. And it's so crazy because it just builds to a crescendo with all these events happening, and my character's really flipped out. I'm just like, I'm fighting with cops in the office, and
Wow.
It's very animated, so it was a lot of fun on that one. What else?
I did see the one with Yvette. What's her last name?
That was Mr. Cutter.
Yeah, I enjoy your role. It was really, the ending was really interesting. Yeah.
Did you see it all the way at the end?
Yeah, I
right?
saw
Yes.
it all the way to the end. I was like, Yvette was like, you gotta watch. I'm like, okay, let me find some time. And
That was scary, wasn't it?
Yeah. I like the role that you play. For some reason, Johnny is always playing the bad guy.
I never get that's a good point. I never get the nicey commercials to do. I always get the bad guy parts.
Yeah, you got to put your glasses on.
Right.
That way you can,
recognize me?
the audience can understand why.
Yeah, I put them over there.
Oh, they're
I
over
gotta
there.
hide my blue eyes, but yeah, I never get the commercials. I never get the good stuff. I've done a couple like Walmart or Dick's Sporting Goods, things like that, but nothing where I was really like a main spokesman, let's say. Like I said, I always get the bad guys or the horror movies or the whatever. But I like that.
Yeah, I think you like it. And you do good at it. You do a pretty good job at it.
It's a lot of fun. And let's see, what else we got going? Of course, Animal Hospital, I should say. Have you seen any of those trailers?
No, I have not. I might have, but I think I did see one, yeah.
Yeah, Travis Dunn is in that. Mike Duarte's in that. Nene Valley's in that. She's really good. There's who else? Oh, Jala Jamal's in that. He's also been in like the Grit, and also in Mr. Cutter that you were just talking about. But this is a comedy this time, where I'm playing a mob boss. See what a surprise that is. And but it's a comedy. It's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of twists and turns I really can't get into. But this is really crazy. You're gonna dig this when it comes out, and that's gonna be. We hope to be shooting in 2019 here in Houston. And let's see, what else do we got? Unrehearsed, which is something we just did for Rufus Tillman, which takes a couple of local actors here and interviews them on certain questions about how they started, what happens, what's the worst case scenarios, like what happens when you go to an audition, right? What was your first audition like?
Oh, that was in Austin, Texas, and I had to, I've talked about it before, but the director wanted me to pretend I was yelling at babies. It was a commercial of a drunk mother, and it was really difficult to do because I love children, and that was in Austin, Texas. That was a really big casting company. It wasn't an independent, but it was good experience. But I don't think I could do it. I don't. And they were going to bring real kids, like a baby and a 1-year-old, and I'm like, oh my gosh! And they wanted me to yell at these kids like I was drunk, and so. But it was interesting to see how they were doing it. So it was fun.
But it's, and like I said, ask all these different actors like the nightmares of auditioning. Like mine was a total nightmare. I mean, I blew it. I totally blew it. And I had like a panel of 4 or 5 guys there and staring it down, and how you walked, how you talked, how you slated, do the lines, and I mean, just nightmare stuff. So the point is, if you're out there, you're going to do auditions, just go do it.
Just get the experience. Get the experience.
And the best thing to do for me on the subject is, after a while, you just don't give a damn. You just go in and have fun. Yeah. And they remember that sometimes. So, just a tip.
I'm actually auditioning for a role of a witch next week.
Oh, nice.
And it's I don't want to talk about it because I don't think they want me to, but the ending is really different than from what I've ever done before. So hopefully I'll get it, and it's being something different.
Think positive.
Now, when did you know you wanted to do acting?
I guess when I forgot my homework at home, when the teacher asked me, I started making up stories. The cement truck ran over my lines. No,
the dog ate your homework.
Well, that's the traditional one, right? But I did real young. Me and my brother, like I said, we had written some skits out for church and the clubs and stuff in New York. We were kids, and we performed a couple of things, and it went over like gangbusters. They really liked it, and it was like, this is strange. But I kind of did that on the side. I really was a musician. That's when I really made my money when I was younger, and I got off the road and just went back into acting. Acting is a lot more fun. Excuse me. It's tough. You know that. It's tough hours, but that's kind of where I started very young. Very young.
How old you think?
Oh, I was probably about 6 years old.
Yeah. So you wanted to do that.
Yeah, I always had a need to entertain. For some reason, I got to be the jerk in the party. It's just, me. I'm always, when we go on set, there's so many jokes going on behind the scenes, and we play jokes on each other, and we'll do a line, and we'll do something, and we'll mess it up, and we'll just start laughing, and we have to cut everything, and that's the fun part for me, of doing this kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, it can be fun. You have to have fun when you're working.
Oh, yeah.
And Eric Roberts is a total comedian.
Oh my God,
he kept us laughing.
Oh my God,
he kept us laughing. Well, he didn't joke at the cemetery, I don't think, but,
no.
but he did at the airport.
Well, I won't get into what he did, but yeah, he's very funny.
You did something? Maybe I missed it.
Yeah. So it's been interesting. There's a lot of talented people out here. I love working with all these different people. Now I've got some things going on next year. I'm working on a real crazy part for a movie called Gray People. My character, I'm not going to say the name because you might recognize the name. I don't want to get sued, but I'm going to take his character and I'm going to really take it over the top. And then there's another thing in March for Justin Milton. He's going to be doing a project here that I'm going to sign on to. I'm not going to name it. And I also check this one out. I just did an animated series, and it's called Bitcoin, and it's about these. It's a cartoon, and these guys are tech heads, and they invest in bitcoins and they make a ton of money, and now they're like 30 years old and they don't know what to do with this money, and they end up coming to me as one of those crazy characters. But I ended up doing 6 different voices for this thing.
Wow. Now that's talent right there, Johnny.
That's crazy. That's what that is, I just wanted to see if I could do it.
6 voices. Wow.
6 voices, and it was really, really hard to do.
Any of them women?
No, thank God. But I did use a high voice at one point.
Oh, wow.
But I'm waiting for that. It's going to take a while to come out, but yeah, it's called Bitcoin, if you remember that. And it's animated, so.
Wow, I'll have to look for it.
So what you been doing now? What have you been doing?
Oh my gosh, I've just been getting ready for our next scenes with Raquel's Legacy. We did some really good kidnapping ones in June, right before I went on vacation, and they came out wonderful. They were really good. And then, you know, just talk shows. Just talk shows keep me real busy. We have somebody coming from Los Angeles. He played in Batman. Well, he wasn't Batman. He was one of the bad guys. So I'm trying to get ready to bring him. So, you know, it's pretty busy.
Great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. But what's your you know, some people don't understand why we like acting so much. What would you say you feel when you're on set to somebody that's never been on set?
Being on set is great. It's every one of them is different. But for me, I love the instant gratification you get when you got the crew laughing or it really gets the scene, or the camaraderie, because we know a lot of the people, so we're always having fun laughing and stuff. But I like the instant gratification you get. I like entertaining. You know, I just have to do it. It's not an occupation. It's a disease, is what I call it. You just constantly have to do it.
It's an addiction.
Yeah.
It's an addiction.
Yeah.
And it's therapy, because, you know, when you're on set, you don't think about your own problems or your own life. You just become another person. So it's kind of fun.
Right.
So any commercials?
Well, not as of late. I did a couple, like I said earlier, but I'm just not getting those calls. You know, I tried for a couple things in Florida, I didn't get them. So I'm working on some other things. Excuse me. I'm just waiting, but not really so much of the commercials lately. Again, I just did what was that? Thunder Rush, a football movie with Stevie Ray, the wrestler from Harlem Heat. And that was going to be partially like a commercial type thing that we're working on, but we didn't end up doing the commercial. We just did the film for it, but that was something. So that's it. I mean, like I said, we did, you know, like Mr. Cutter and all these other things, and Slice of Heaven.
Yeah. Well, I have your reel, so let's go watch Johnny's reel, because it's got some really good scenes up there, which shows his bad guy coming out. So let's go watch your reel.
Cool.
We'll be right back.
Seems to be working to me.
The fuck you getting at?
What am I getting at? When I fucking call you, you answer the phone. I don't leave messages. You work for me 24/7.
Give me a fucking minute, Frank.
Don't you interrupt me. Everybody in this city knows that Costello's going to testify against me. I gave you 50 large to go down there and take him out. And what did you do? You blew up the wrong fucking house.
Frank, it was the fucking GPS.
This is Rainey.
Hey, Mr. Rainey. It's Max from the accident earlier.
Yes. How you doing, son? You okay? Listen, kid. I don't know how to tell you this, but got some bad news. Brazos didn't make it. Okay, my apologies there. So where were we?
We left off on the deal the crew made, which I believe you said was in exchange for $10 million and a shipment of unmarked weapons.
Hold on a second. I never said anything about weapons. I never said anything about weapons. It sounds to me like you're trying to put words in my mouth.
Mr. Carino, I'm not.
Bullshit! Don't you fucking lie to me!
Hey! I can't believe it. She's here. Who's here, Mr. Seeger? That whore from Nagadocious. Seeger?
What's your point?
My point is, you've got a ton of options.
He's in critical condition.
You got the third ward? You're a long way from the hood, boy.
He might think it's safe over there with John. It's just an accident. It's just an accident. Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't shoot, man. Don't shoot. Don't.
So what are you gonna do?
What am I gonna do? How much money you got on you?
Tone. Maybe 20, 30, 40 bucks, maybe. I don't fucking know, man. Shit, really? Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Fuck you, huh? Tony. What the fuck
Are
you
you
wanna do?
shitting me?
Like, go. That's right. You're fucking pathetic! Get his fucking ass out of here.
I'd be glad to, boss.
Fuck you, Tony, you piece of shit.
Welcome back. I really enjoy your reel. I mean, wow, that must have taken a lot of work, Johnny.
Well, it was a lot of work. It was from several projects. Zach Salazar put that together for me, but that gives you a taste of how crazy those characters, or whatever you want to say about what I do, how I get pretty intense about getting nutso like that. In the first one, I believe it was Mob Wars, a piece that we did with I think Stevie Ray's in that also, with Chris Pera and Chas Taylor, the wrestler, and Stevie Ray, of course, the wrestler. Then we did Rescued, which was Chris Pera in that. It was a fireman movie, and then we got a little bit serious. And then at the end, where I get really violent, is the Streets of New York, where the guy that owes me money comes and I stab him with the fork, and then I go and start eating lasagna. But the funnier part about that is that wasn't really in there. I had stabbed him, and because we had lasagna there, we had this restaurant, but my mother-in-law made the lasagna and it was really good. So I was like, I just wiped off the fork and I just continued eating because I had to reminisce about something as the track played. And they loved it. They just thought it was so sick that we kept that in there.
Yeah, he plays the so mean, no feeling guy.
Right. Which we did in Raquel's Legacy, which we're gonna go shoot after this.
Yeah, we're about to leave the studio and we have another action scene to do at a secret location. We got our crew waiting for us, and so we're headed over there in a minute. And remember that every time you buy a book for Raquel's Legacy, a portion will be donated to the Underground Railroad with Tim Ballard, and he is an organization that rescues victims of sex trafficking, not just in the U.S. but all over the world. So it's for a good cause. We're not just bringing awareness of sex trafficking, we're also trying to help people who are out there rescuing these victims. So anyway, thank you for coming to Houston.
Well, my pleasure. You know, I always like coming here. Like I said, keep an eye out for Vixens and Villains that will start filming in 2019. Also, Great People that'll be shot in Tampa. What else? Behind Closed Doors is the Justin Milton project, which I'm not supposed to mention, but I'm going to mention it anyway. That's going to be really good. And Rachel's Legacy, that's going to be coming out too. But it's always fun to hang out with you and talk to our friends around the world.
Yes. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See you.